We didn't know if our marriage would survive.
Fear, disconnection, rage, the bedroom had shut off, all of it.
How we will survive menopause was the question underneath all of that.
We are going to answer that today with data and with our story, so stay tuned.
And then we're going to tell you what comes next, because there is a next. That's the part nobody gets to if they don't stick around.
I mean, exactly. So we're going to lay it out for you. If you've ever asked this question in your own home, if you've laid awake wondering what was going to happen next, we will tell you about it. And the answer may not be what you're expecting. So welcome to the Marriage and Menopause podcast. I'm Judy.
And I'm David. So let's get started.
Let's. So the divorce statistics during perimenopause are real and they're kind of scary. But there are some things underneath those numbers. First number is 80% of women actually say that perimenopause has put a strain on their relationship.
I did not realize it was that high.
It is. And another major study actually said that 73% of women said that perimenopause was a factor in their divorce. Crazy, right?
Yeah. Those numbers are pretty heavy.
I mean, they are. They're real and they're scary.
I actually have a night that fits right in with that statistic, and it's something I've never said publicly.
I don't think I know that either. Have you told me this one?
I have not.
Okay.
So there was one night, and it was about 2.5 years into the worst of it, and the fear, the disconnection, the anger, the silence, and the bedroom shutting down. And I was basically outside, sitting in the car, in the driveway, and I thought, I don't know if I can keep doing this.
You never really told me that.
No, I haven't. There was, I didn't want anyone else. I wasn't done. I was just exhausted, and I didn't know what I was fighting for anymore.
How long did you sit out there?
It was about 20 minutes, and then I came inside.
You didn't say anything to me that I remember.
No, not that night, but the next morning I went and I started looking around and Googling and found the research about what perimenopause actually does to a woman, and that there were treatment options. Yeah,
that's, I think that's pretty much what the data shows too.
What do you mean by that?
Well, that 73% of women, within that same study, it said that 70% of women said that had they had treatment options that could have impacted their relationship positively, and maybe they would not have divorced. It could have saved their marriage.
So what you're saying is the marriages are not ending because of perimenopause on its own?
No, I think what I understood from everything that I read when we went into this episode, when we researched it, was that when marriages end in divorce because of perimenopause, it's because couples are just unprepared. She doesn't know what's happening to her. He doesn't know what's happening to him. And that miscommunication and the fact that no doctors ever tell you this is going to affect your relationship, so you just don't know. That is the actual problem. You just don't get any information, so you have no resource or no starting point to help yourself.
So that is exactly why we have built what we have built.
Yes.
And I am telling you this because I know that there are husbands out there who have sat in their own car just like I did, or they've sat in a parking lot, or they're lying in the dark next to a woman they love, wondering if they have anything left.
Yeah.
It doesn't make you a bad person. That makes you a human being who is exhausted and just out of information. So get the information, because it's going to change everything.
Yeah. And I will be honest, I thought about leaving our marriage too, but it wasn't because I didn't like you. It was pretty much because I just didn't like myself. And I was looking for a way just out of life. And it's kind of uncomfortable to admit that I thought about leaving, right? I loved you, only you, and the marriage felt like I still wanted to keep it, like I was saving it. But to myself, I had turned into someone really unfamiliar to me. I didn't even recognize myself, you know what I mean? And I thought that if I changed the house, the situation, life, something, it had to be a big change. And maybe I could just get away from who I had become. I was trying to escape this version of myself that I had become. And I think it was all just about me. I was so unhappy. I was so off. It had nothing to do with you.
So you've never told me that.
Yeah, I never really had the words for that. Hindsight is 2020. I've just, I guess, been able to figure that out. And doctors never mentioned that when you go through perimenopause, it changes how you even perceive yourself. That's like a symptom. And it was pretty awful. A symptom of hormonal change, right? The hormonal decline that you're in. And it does have an actual treatment because you felt me come back, right? But back then, I thought that this was permanent and I thought it was exactly who I had just become. And I hated it. I hated myself.
And if someone had told you
anything. If a doctor had told me anything, that could have made just a huge difference for me, because when I was in the thick of perimenopause, it was awful. But if I had known that there were treatment options, if I had known that this feeling inside myself was temporary, that really would have helped. And I think that would have helped us, especially knowing it wasn't permanent, that there was a way that I could help myself.
Okay, so now if you've gotten this far, I am sure you are asking what actually is going to determine whether a marriage survives perimenopause. And it is probably not what you think.
Yep. The couples who figure it out, the couples who actually survive like we did, right? They do kind of what we did. They get a name for it. They figure out what's going on. They find out the treatment like we did. They stop interpreting their symptoms as like a personal attack and they go and get help.
Right, and the ones who don't make it?
I think the ones that don't make it run the same patterns over and over and over again. Just like you told yourself stories, they tell themselves stories, and they find that these problems translate into relationship problems. It just fits the puzzle that there is.
And the fact that you are here watching this, listening to this, already puts you in a different category.
Absolutely. You came looking for help and you're getting some information, and that really matters.
So now you want to take the next step.
Yeah, you do. So David and I have spent a lot of time in the hard parts of perimenopause, and we want you to know that there's another side of it. So follow us, because we're doing everything that we can to help you get to the other side with us. We have cookies. It's a fun place to be.
If you've stayed with us through this, you've already done something most couples haven't.
Yeah, you're looking at the hard thing directly. Like, you can see it for what it is. You see the problem. And that in and of itself, right, is exactly what it takes to kind of just push through it. You have to know what it is. You have to know your enemy.
Yep. So you're still here, and that means something.
Yeah.
So I want to say something to every couple who's made it through this together. You have sat with the fear, with the disconnection, the anger, the silence, the intimacy that has disappeared, and the questions of whether any of it was going to be okay.
Yeah.
And that's everything.
And if you're listening solo, not with your spouse, and you're a man or a woman just listening to kind of understand what's happening within your relationship, that absolutely matters too. Share it with them, tell them, bring them in somehow.
Yeah. We made it. We found the information. We used it, and we've stayed together.
Yeah. And if you're still here and you're still listening and this still is making sense for you, perimenopause is one of the hardest things that a marriage can go through. I mean, we've said that how many times?
At least 23. This is like the 23rd podcast we have done, isn't it?
Something like that, I think. So if this series has meant something to you, definitely subscribe to us right now because we've got a lot more coming. I'm chatty and I'm not done talking about this.
I am David.
And I am Judy. And wherever you are in your journey,
You don't have to walk it alone.
we'll see you next time.